Hi everyone, welcome back, and we are going to be painting these beautiful little bears that we created last time. So you should have drawn and outlined in Sharpie, and we created all of this wonderful implied texture so our bear looks nice and fuzzy. So today we are going to be getting out our watercolor paints, and we will be painting his sweater and the background. We're gonna leave his face white with the black lines because he's our little polar bear, so he's gonna stay white. If you do not have paints or you're not able to use them today, markers will work just fine. But I'm gonna go ahead and open my paints and I am going to get started. So just as we would always do, let's start, we'll save the background for last. We will start with our sweater, and I'm gonna work top down. And just as always, you wet your brush and dip into the color that you want to do. Now, because if I have some small details, if you have small details, I am going to suggest that you paint the little details first. So for instance, I have these little trees, and I'm going to go ahead and paint all of those trees first and give them some time to dry before I go back and paint in the background behind the tree. Remember, when you're painting, you don't need a lot of water. You swirl your brush in the color so only the hair is touching, like that. And then when you paint, you hold your brush just like you would hold your pen or pencil or marker, and use it very carefully and slowly. Neatness definitely counts, so you want to go slow and careful. When you feel like your brush is starting to run out of color, just dab it right back in there. The less water you use, the faster it will dry and the faster we can go back and color in that background. You don't want to color in the background while this is still wet because those colors will start to blend into each other and then it looks like a big old mess. So this one is already just about dry to the touch. So I'm going to go down to this next one, and I am going to give it a new color. So I'm going to make sure I rinse the color off really well from my brush, and maybe I will go into some yellow next. So I am going to paint in this next section with some yellow. And you're gonna wanna keep going all the way down, painting in your designs very carefully, slowly and carefully. And then I'm gonna continue painting my sweater, and then I will see you back here for the background. All right, boys and girls, so my sweater is painted, and now I'm going to do the background. Since I've already used all of these colors in my sweater, I'm going to use brown to paint the background. Now you say, well, why couldn't we use black? Black is a little bit too dark. I think brown will be just right. So I'm gonna go very carefully along the edge of the bear, and I have a little bit more water on my brush than I normally would have, just so it flows a little faster, so I can kind of cover. I'm turning my brush sideways so I can kind of cover a large area. And you'll also see that I am leaving a tiny little white outline along the edge of my paper. So I'm painting close to the edge, but not off the edge. And the reason for that is I don't want my paper to curl up and I don't want to get it all over my table. So I'm leaving just a tiny bit of space. Now you want to make sure that you have enough paint on your brush to sort of smooth over the paper. If it feels like your brush is scratching on the paper, you're going to want to add more water and more paint. You don't want to do too much and scrub in the same spot, because then you will scrub a hole in your paper. So I'm going to finish filling in this background. I'm going to go carefully above his head and around his ear. Again, I'm leaving a little bit of space along the top edge of my paper, and then I'm going to fill the rest in just with some super easy back and forth motions. Okay, there he is, my cute little bear in his winter sweater. I hope you had fun painting these. I can't wait to see them. Maybe you could even hang this up somewhere for a holiday decoration. Make sure that you post these, publish them in Art Sonia. I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday break. Be happy and healthy, stay safe, and I will see you all in the new year.